Ever plot a course, sail it perfectly, and still miss your destination by a mile? Congratulations, you just met set adrift. By the end of this video, you'll know what set and drift are, how to calculate them, and how to stop blaming your crew for your bad navigation. So what is set? Set is the direction of the current. Let's say current is going this way, and we are planning on sailing all the way to our destination. What's going to happen as we go along, we're going to find that our boat is pushed away from our destination. Then what we normally will do in this case is just to correct, point back to our destination, and keep on sailing. As we go along the way, we're going to find that we'll moved slightly more further out than we want to be. And so on, we keep on correcting till we get to a destination. The result is our course, it's like a banana shape. It's not only much longer than we intended to, but also it may run into dangers that we didn't take into consideration in our original course. Now, how much is it going to push us out? Well, it all depends on the speed of that current. Drift is the speed of that current. We need to know how fast that current is going so we can see how much we need to compensate against the current. Imagine yourself crossing a river, rowing a river. If it's not current on that river, you're going to go straight. If there's a lot of current, you're going to be facing the current just to keep yourself in line. So how do we calculate set and drift? For this example, I'm not going to use a chart. In fact, we don't really need a chart. We can do everything on a piece of paper, or we can do it on a whiteboard, on a blackboard. There is some information that we need to collect before we do all calculations, which is going to be the direction, the set of the tide, the drift, the speed of the current, and have an idea of how fast our boat is going to be sailing according to the weather conditions that we find. Where do we find all this information? The direction of the tide and the speed, we're going to find it in our tide charts. Let's say for this exercise that we have a set of 180 degrees and a speed of 3 knots. Right? We got our tidal information. Then we're going to presume the boat speed. Let's say our boat speed is going to be 4 knots. And now we're ready to start our calculations. We know we're going to start from point A. Let's say we want to go to point B. And we're going to draw a line past our point, just in case. We're going to apply this tidal information at the beginning of the point. 180 degrees, 3 knots. Then we're going to make 1, 2, 3 knots. I'm going to put it in here. And we're going to mark our tidal information with 3 arrows. So, if we don't move it at all, in an hour, we're going to end up here. That's how much we're going to drift if we're not moving at all. But we're going to be sailing. We're going to go forward. We're going to have some speed on it. So we need to apply speed to everything in here. We see that the speed was 4 knots. All we're going to do is now calculate 4 units. Okay, maybe that. We're going to put it at the end of our tidal information and then swing it around to see what it crosses our course line. From here, we're going to make an arc. And it's going to go somewhere around there. Now, if I join these 2 points, This angle, in this case, looks 45 degrees. That's the course, the heading that we need to keep our boat to get to our destination to compensate for this set and drift. So we'll be starting in here. We're still on our starting point. We'll be heading 45 degrees and we set off. And then we'll be using this ground track to get to our destination. We'll be walking or sailing our boat with the 45 degrees true to get there to destination. Right? Here we put just an arrow. Now by looking at this sketch, I see it like I am short of that destination. Since we're doing all these calculations by 1 hour, it tells me that here I'll be 1 hour. To get to destination will be 1 hour and 10 minutes, something like that. If I want to know more precisely what speed the boat will be doing, since we're going to be fighting that current, from here to here, that will be a speed over the ground. All we have to do is calculate that, move it to our units, you get the speed over the ground. How long will it take us? That will be time equal the distance divided by the speed. Since we know the distance we have to cover, because we can measure it, we need the speed. We can find out how long will it take us to be there. By knowing the starting point, what time do we start sailing, we know what time we're going to be destination be. Okay, let's do an example on the chart. Let's say we want to go from this buoy, C5, to C1. All right, the first thing we're going to do is plot our course, make sure that we're free of obstacles, and we're going to plot our line of the course and extend it a little bit more past that point. Second thing is we're going to take a look at our tidal information. We're going to have 2 knots of tide coming from 300 degrees. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is look at 300 degrees on my chart plotter and apply that set of the tide at the beginning of my trip. If you haven't used a chart plotter before, there's a link in the description. The second thing is I want to know the drift of the tide. We say the drift of the tide, looking at our chart tables, is 2 knots. So I'm going to come across my latitude, measure my 2 knots, and apply this right here. That will be my tidal information. Meaning that in an hour, if I'm not moving, I'll drift this direction and that far. At the end of the tidal information, I'm going to put my average speed. Let's say the boat is doing about 5 knots as an average speed. I'm going to grab my 5 knots in here. And from the end of the tidal information, I'm going to arc it till it matches somewhere my intended course. Now, from the end of my tidal information to the line of the intersection, I'm going to put a line, and that will be the course I need to steer to compensate for this tide pushing me. Rather than going on this course, I'll be using this course. That will be one line, and because we're going to be sailing on this line, it will be our ground track here. So what is my course in this case? Well, all I have to do is put my chart plotter in there, look for the north pointing north, and whatever it reads 354. So 354, that's the course I need to steer coming out from here to get there. Simple. Now, at what time will I arrive here? Well, let's say for instance that I'm leaving at 12:00. I need to know my speed over the ground between starting point an intersection point. That is my new speed over the ground. So all I have to do is measure this. Come around here. 6.5 is my speed over the ground. If I apply the formula time equals distance divided by speed, then I know how long will it take me to get there. All right, so the first thing is I need to know is my distance from A to B. We said it was 5 miles. 5 miles is my distance. I'm going to divide it, 5 divided by the speed over the ground, which is 6.5. Okay, multiply by 60, 46 minutes from here to here. That means if I depart at 12 o'clock, 12:46, if I keep my heading of 354 true, I should be arriving to my destination at 12:46. If you like this video, give us a like and maybe consider subscribing. In the next video, we'll talk about leeway, the other invisible thief that steals your cursor.